They're mass murderers who seem to emerge from nowhere and strike at the heart of our communities.
Rampage killers don't just snap.
Jefferson County 911.
These perpetrators tell you about it before they do it.
They ruin innocent lives.
He stuck the gun through the opening in the door and shot twice.
Tonight, new evidence of the warning signs that we ignore at our peril. Signs that surround rampage killers before they strike. They are among our worst nightmares, killers who seem to strike randomly and without warning. From schools to the workplace, there seems to be an epidemic of these rampage killings. Tonight, Investigative Reports once again joins forces with the journalists of the New York Times to shed new light on these violent, deadly outbursts. They are murders with more than one victim, attacked in a single outburst and not related to an ordinary crime like robbery. For more than 9 months, a team of 4 New York Times journalists examined the facts behind 100 rampage killings. Their work provides a new understanding of what lies behind these bewildering acts. Tonight, we meet some of these rampage killers, their victims, and some who tried to help. And we ask what can be done to stop would-be killers before they strike. Are we simply missing the signs? April 1999, Columbine. 13 die in a rampage killing. May 1998, 4 die as 26 are shot in Springfield, Oregon. March 1996, 16 nursery school children are murdered in Dunblane, Scotland. All massacres of innocents, carried out with no apparent purpose or reason. Our appalled fascination with this plague of rampage killings started in 1966, when Charles Whitman shot and killed 14 innocent citizens from the top of the Texas Tower. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Park Dietz has studied the history of rampage killers.
The phenomenon of one individual killing multiple people in a single incident who's not paid to do that, in other words, not a hitman, not a mercenary, and who's not killing his loved ones in the immediate family, has been known throughout history, but only became a fad after Charles Whitman did the Texas Tower killing.
In a series of groundbreaking stories, the New York Times analyzed 100 unrelated mass killings. They found that rampage killers differ from other murderers in that they tend to be older, much better educated, more likely to be unemployed, and to have a military background. Ford Fessenden and 3 other Times reporters spent 9 months looking into the personal histories of rampage killers.
We looked at it because people didn't understand it. We thought that there was a lot of interest and a lot of fear of this phenomenon, which seemed to be of recent vintage, and very little real understanding of what was going on, what was causing it, if anything, if you could point to anything, and what could be done about it.
The Times journalists discovered more than half of the rampage killers they studied had a history of serious mental illness, and many warned of their intentions.
Rampage killers don't just snap. Rampage killers precurse their crimes. 60 of these threaten people beforehand, most of those very specific threats.
Simon's Rock College is a progressive campus offering gifted students an early start to their college careers. But in the summer of 1991, it became home to Wayne Lowe, a troubled student from Montana. At first, Wayne mixed well with other new arrivals on campus, including students like Galen Gibson.
When Galen first got to Simon's Rock College and we all stepped out of the van and looked around, all the boys had green hair and all the girls had no hair. And we were like, holy smokes, look at this place. Galen walked out of there as if he were landing on the planet of his origin.
Allison DeRusi was also a freshman in that summer of 1991. She and Wayne Lowe struck up a friendship based on their shared musical talent. Allison was happy for the friendship to develop, but Lowe's interest in her soon became obsessive.
I considered getting involved in a relationship with him, but that intensity that I had first noticed had developed into something that I was becoming more and more uncomfortable with, particularly when he started focusing his attentions on me romantically.
When Allison rejected Lowe's advances, the friendship turned sour. He began to stalk her.
He became more and more insistent and aggressive, and he would bring a chair and sit right outside the practice room while I was playing, so that I would have to confront him. There were no other exits in that room. On one occasion, I actually had to climb out the window because I was tired of having to confront him every time I opened the door.
From a Massachusetts prison, Wayne Lowe spoke to Investigative Reports. Prison rules meant we could only record his interview on audio tape. Lowe now admits his interest in Allison must have been frightening.
I think it was an innocent crush on her because I liked her. She was very normal, just like myself. She was very attractive. However, as I look back at it now, yes, I can see why she might have been a little scared of me because I was always showing up where she was at.
Allison left Simon's Rock, but her mother was so concerned about Lowe's behavior that she says she gave the college dean this warning.
I said to him at that time that if they didn't do something about it, someone could be killed. And I had no idea at the time just how prophetic those words would be.
Stalking Allison was the first clear sign that Wayne Lowe's behavior was becoming dangerously irrational. He legally purchased an assault rifle and hid it on campus. The same day, a package containing ammunition, addressed to Lowe and clearly labeled from a weapons supply company, arrived at the college. Officials visited Lowe's room to ask what he'd received in the mail.
I hid the bullets that were in the package. So when they came in, I said, here is the content of this package. I went to the dean and I told him, this is the content of my package. This is for a gun for my dad in Montana, and it's a Christmas present. And he believed me, and that was the end of that.
The college now admits that failing to prevent Lowe from getting the bullets was a mistake. He was planning a rampage killing.
I was making preparation for an event, but I did not know when it was going to be until that moment came.
45 minutes before Lowe opened fire, the college received an anonymous tip that he had a gun. But they didn't call the police or evacuate the students. While they considered what to do, Lowe decided to start killing.
The feeling came and basically said to me, it's time to do what you have to do. I went out, had my gun. I had already loaded the clips prior to that. And basically I went out and I shot anything that moved in front of my eyes.
Wayne Lowe's first victim was security guard Teresa Beavers.
Wayne Lowe approached the building. The front part of the building, and he didn't look threatening at all. I could tell that he did have the gun, the barrel of the gun, and my first thought was, what a jerk. He knows he's not supposed to have weapons on campus.
The security guard was there, Mrs. Beavers. I shot her.
I went to the door, and as I opened the door up, he stuck the gun through the opening in the door and shot twice. And then at that time, the thought came to me to get on the floor and pretend you're dead. And as I was lying there, I heard more shots. Not knowing, I heard more glass breaking, but I didn't know what had happened for several weeks.
Teresa Beavers was seriously wounded, but survived. Wayne Lowe continued to shoot anyone who crossed his path. His next victims were Professor Nakunan Saez and popular student Galen Gibson.
And then the professor, Mr. Saez, drove up. I shot him. Walked down towards the library. Galen Gibson came out. I shot him. Tom was shot there. Moved up the hill. A couple other students from Josh and Matthew, they were in another dorm, they were shot. I didn't know who I was shooting at. I didn't really see their faces. It all happened just like that.
Lowe finally stopped shooting and in an act typical of many Rampage killers, put his gun down and dialed 911. In 15 minutes of mayhem, he had killed 2 people and seriously wounded 4 others.
Shoot and kill a faculty member in a motor vehicle, non-Quran Saez.
At his trial, Lowe's defense team argued insanity, but the jury found him guilty on all counts. Wayne Lowe is now serving life without the possibility of parole. The New York Times investigation of Rampage killers found that clear warning signs were often missed.
We saw case after case in which warning signs were ignored, denied, not understood. There are failures all along the way here, just in families not understanding this issue, not understanding mental health perhaps, and in the mental health system not being able to respond adequately.
Although the bare facts of Wayne Lowe's crime were revealed in court, his trial failed to produce any answer to the central question: why did he go on his rampage? It's a question the father of one of his victims still wants answered.
I really wanted to find out what the underlying reasons for my son's murder were. It was still a simple matter for him to obtain 200 rounds of ammunition, to obtain a semi-automatic rifle, to take them onto a college campus, to be allowed to use them. This is a tragedy, I think, that far surpasses any individual tragedy in this whole matter.
His need to understand resulted in Gregory Gibson writing a book about his son's murder. Although he found some solace in the process, he was frustrated to find that his son died only after obvious signs of Wayne Lowe's intent had been missed.
There were things that we could have seen about Wayne Lowe that would have indicated something. There were things that we could have done. That evening, Wayne in the dining room seemed to be acting so strangely that a friend of his actually called campus security. The warning call, for one reason or another, was not acted on. The police were not called, the students were not warned or evacuated.
Although officials at Simon's Rock College declined to be interviewed, they did say they have increased campus security. "11:19 a.m., April 20th, 1999. High school seniors Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold walk into Columbine High School armed with machine pistols and pipe bombs. In a carefully planned attack, they open fire, murdering 12 of their fellow students and a teacher. If their bombs had gone off as planned, the death toll could have run into hundreds. The killings left a nation stunned. But Judy and Randy Brown, parents of the killer's former friend Brooks, say they tried to raise the alarm about Eric Harris's terrifying rage repeatedly, months before he and Klebold opened fire.
In March of '98, my son came home from school, Brooks, and he said, "Mom, someone has given me access to Eric's webpage, and they said I need to see what's on it." And it was full of rantings, and it stated that he wanted to kill Brooks.
Well, when I saw it, I wanted to call the police right away, and we were really upset about it. It was not the normal stupid teenager calling another teenager saying, "I want to kill you, you jerk." It wasn't that.
They say they had complained to Eric's parents about his constant harassment, but that Mr. and Mrs. Harris simply ignored them. So this time, the Browns went straight to the sheriff.
We said, "We have a death threat, we need to have a deputy to our house." They said they didn't know if it was a crime to say you're going to kill someone on the internet. Now we know that it is, but they weren't aware that it was.
Harris refused to back off and continued to intimidate the Browns as they again and again tried to warn others.
I had seen Eric's temper before. If it wasn't handled right and Eric found out we knew about the website, I knew that Eric would kill Brooks.
Every time something happened, even a little thing, he would never forgive and his hate would escalate to the next level. So the webpage wasn't the first thing that was a sign that Eric was a problem. He broke our son's windshield and he was threatening to damage our son's car. He superglued and vandalized a house, burned a bush. He set firecrackers off on our door. Then he started making and detonating pipe bombs. Then he started shooting guns and cutting off, shotgun
Drinking,
barrels,
sneaking out at
drinking,
night.
sneaking out.
The Browns felt their previous complaints had been ignored, but they went back to the sheriff's department. They were to be disappointed once again.
When we took it further, we went over to the sheriff's department. They couldn't find the file. It was missing.
At
They
all.
didn't know what we were talking about.
Dr. Kelly Zinna is a leading forensic psychologist who counseled SWAT teams called to deal with the carnage at Columbine. She now lectures nationwide about how to identify the early warning signs that surround rampage killers.
What appears to be the primary motivation was an incredible amount of rage and what's referred to as a perceived injustice history. They felt that they were always picked on. These were two kids that were essentially loners, didn't have a lot of social skills, and that seemed to fuel this rage, and they really viewed the world as against them. Nothing is my fault, everyone else is to blame.
The Browns were convinced that Eric Harris's hatred would spill over into violence.
We were frightened, and we didn't know how to handle it. We were scared. He was going into town, and he was going to kill and maim as many people as he could with no remorse.
Harris and Klebold were now making fantasy home movies, threatening to kill other students. They even threatened to blow up the school, and were placed on probation after breaking into a van. But none of these clear warning signs were connected until it was too late.
They had made threats prior to this actual event. They had told friends that they intended to blow up the school. On Eric Harris's website, it said death to all on April 20th, kill all jocks. There were definite warning signs prior to this.
After planting 2 huge bombs in Columbine's cafeteria, Harris and Klebold scream, "Go, go," as they start their rampage. The bombs fail to go off, saving hundreds of lives, but Harris and Klebold continue roaming the school, firing hundreds of rounds indiscriminately. They enter the library and kill 10 students, hiding under their desks. In just 15 minutes, they kill 12 students and 1 teacher, and wound 24 others. As SWAT teams surround the school, they continue shooting. Then at 8 minutes past noon, in an act identified by the New York Times as typical of many rampage killers, they turned their guns on themselves and committed suicide.
If there's a point in time that I wish we could relive is we're in the conference room with this detective and a bomb squad guy, and in his hand, in his right hand, he's got Eric's previous record for breaking into the van, and in our left hand he has the death threats from the webpage. And at that point, I'm thinking, hey, we did our job. This is what we're supposed to do. This is done. And yet he never connected the two.
Jefferson County Sheriff's Department officials say they can't comment on the Browns' allegations because of pending lawsuits. Despite the violent web pages, the pipe bomb making, and the murderous threats, Harris and Klebold were still able to act out their violent fantasies.
The idea that they made threats ahead of time, that's always an indication. We know in all of the school-based shootings that have occurred so far, in all but 1 case, there's documented evidence that the student made threats prior to taking action.
But the New York Times found that juveniles act very differently from adult rampage killers. If the warning signs are acted on, something might be done to stop younger killers.
They were less detached. They were more likely to have a show of emotion afterwards, to cry about what's happened. And we thought maybe this pointed the way to, here's a group that we may be able to get to if we look at it the right way, if we understand the warning signs.
Psychologists who have studied rampage killers also believe that juveniles on the brink can be spotted and treated before it's too late.
It takes a special effort to see behind the screen of anger and be able to reach out and help someone. Very commonly for youngsters, when they're actually sad and depressed, what they look like is angry and irritable, and that puts people off. I think the best way for schools to look at this is the problem students have is daily events of bullying, harassment, verbal abuse, intimidation, and threats, just like the problem used to be in the workplace. And we know how to fix that. We know how to change the culture so that that behavior isn't tolerated anymore.
For some parents, this was a tragedy that could have been avoided.
If the police had gone to the parents, if the Klebold's had known this, they would have certainly broken up that friendship. It would have changed every aspect of this, and Columbine would not have happened if they had simply gone to the parents.
Now, other parents of two of the Columbine dead are suing the school, claiming they ignored clear warning signs. School officials say they had no prior knowledge of the boys' plans. Accepting that one's child may be mentally ill is one of the greatest challenges any parent can face. But sometimes this reluctance to see the need for help can mean that some children become a danger to themselves and others. And as our A&E New York Times investigation into Rampage killings continues, we see how loopholes in the law have allowed mentally ill people to legally acquire guns and use them to deadly effect. The New York Times analysis of more than 100 different Rampage killers found that more than 50% shared a common problem: serious mental illness.
There is evidence of major mental illness in a lot of them. And they're very different from the profile of regular murderers that this system is used to seeing and used to dealing with.
Director of the National Mental Health Association, Dr. Laurie Young, warns that it's unfair to single out the mentally ill as posing a particular risk.
All this does is really continue to heighten the stigma of people with mental illness. When we continue as a culture to maintain stigma, it frightens people away from getting treatment. It maintains the notion that people behave in ways that cause violence. We know from research that people with serious mental illness are no more likely to be violent than people without serious mental illness.
But Dr. Young does accept that tragedies can occur when families fail to recognize mental illness in the home. Kip Kinkle's parents' refusal to accept their son was mentally ill ended in a Rampage killing.
I think we have a real problem of people being in denial about what's really going on with family members, with children, with parents, with people who you can start to see deterioration in their behavior, in their functioning, in their thinking.
Kip was a 15-year-old schoolboy in Springfield, Oregon, when he first began to hear disturbing voices in his head. He was reprimanded at school after screaming out, "God damn these voices in my head." But Kip's father had difficulty accepting his son was seriously disturbed.
People have a really hard time being able to acknowledge that this may be a serious mental illness. It may mean that as a family we need to come together to deal with what's going on with our family member. Until we can do that, we won't have the kind of prevention or the interventions in place that can have an impact on stopping some of these Rampage killings.
North 58th Street, Springfield, Blaine County, Oregon.
On May 20th, 1998, following an argument at home, Kip shot his father in the back of the head with a semi-automatic pistol and hid his body in the bathroom. When his mother returned to the house, Kip shot her too.
Okay, down there, you pulled the rifle down there? Okay, so did you shoot back this way?
In a taped police interview made after his arrest, he blamed the voices in his head for his actions.
I just want to die. I told her I loved her. God damn it, these voices are flooding my head.
All right, thanks.
After killing his mother, Kip stayed with his parents' bodies through the night. The next morning, he drove to Thurston High School armed with a rifle and a pistol. Kip opened fire in the school cafeteria, shooting 24 of his fellow pupils. He killed 2 before being overpowered. He is now serving a total of 112 years in an Oregon jail. Vicki Cottrell knows only too well the anguish of dealing with a psychotic child. She is the director of the Utah branch of the National Alliance for the Mentally Ill.
I have a daughter who, when she was in high school, she was the homecoming queen, she was cheerleader. She was just the ideal teenager, and then she began to hear voices. It was almost like she didn't live in my world anymore. She told me a few times that someone was going to hurt me, but that she would protect me. But then there was another situation where then I became the enemy, and that she saw me as someone that would harm her.
Vicky's daughter got psychiatric help and did not become a statistic. She now leads a normal life. Lisa Dwee was not so lucky. 24-year-old Lisa was living in Salt Lake City when her schizophrenia began making her increasingly psychotic.
Utah's rock station K-Bear 101, it's Woody hosting the Bob and Tom show for you this morning.
An obsession with radio DJ Scott Woodman was the first sign of Lisa's mental instability. She threatened and stalked the DJ and was arrested and charged with assault and carrying a concealed weapon. It was the first time she came to State Prosecutor John Huber's attention.
Her defender recognized that she might have a mental health issue and asked for the court to intervene. Miss Dwee went to the psychologist. The report came back, and the psychologist recommended to the court that, in her opinion, Miss Dwee was not competent to stand trial. The defense attorney approached me and said, take a look at this report, and also you might want to talk with me around. I don't think she's all there.
Recognizing just how ill Lisa was, Prosecutor Huber decided to defer her sentence for 2 years if she agreed to psychiatric treatment.
At the end of the 2 years, the court sent us notice, and my office did it's like a background check to see if Lisa had committed new offenses, in particular stalking the DJ, and if she had continued with the mental health. Well, that came down to we could check to see about criminal offenses. We did the check. There weren't any.
Lisa Dwee had stopped stalking the DJ, but she had developed a new obsession. She was now convinced a local TV station was broadcasting obscenities about her. When the FBI refused to investigate, she threatened to kill one of their agents. She was committed for 90 days, but no one told the state prosecutor.
The FBI had this interaction with her, had her civilly committed, and yet my office, the prosecutor's office on that original stalking case, knew nothing about it, and so that when we checked the state records, there was no record of it there.
Once in the hospital, Lisa was diagnosed as a chronic paranoid schizophrenic and a danger to others. But after 90 days, a judge decided she was fit to be released back into the community.
I do think the symptoms were there. I do think the warning signs were there. And there were too many things that weren't in place. There were too many things that were that were not in effect at that time. And I think that it just all came together and caused a huge tragedy.
On January 14th, 1999, Lisa Dwee walked into Utah's largest gun store. State law prohibited her psychiatric history from being disclosed to the owner. Lisa walked out of the shop with a legally purchased semi-automatic pistol.
Those types of triggers would have been very helpful in this case, and I don't know if it would have stopped Lisa, but it would have given us a chance to.
Armed with the handgun, Lisa then walked into the lobby of the TV station, where she imagined obscene messages were being broadcast about her. She fired 24 times and killed an office worker.
It's a case like this that exposes how weak our system is. It would have been nice that when we've done our background check at the end of the 2 years, if we contacted the State Bureau of Criminal Information, the clearinghouse for that information, and they would have told us that there was an incident with the FBI, that she was civilly committed.
Lisa Dwee is now in a secure mental hospital and is unlikely to ever be tried for murder. Our communities are supposed to be protected by federal laws limiting the rights of individuals with a history of psychiatric problems from owning weapons.
How to handle weapons as a matter of social policy is one of our nation's greatest controversies. But one thing I think few people would disagree with is the idea that there are people who should not have guns.
But privacy laws have created loopholes that can allow disturbed people to purchase guns. One of the most startling findings in the New York Times investigation of Rampage killers is that 56% used legally held weapons to kill their victims.
It's clear that some people shouldn't have access to guns. The system that we have now of attempting to make sure that we don't infringe on the Second Amendment rights of the majority in order to keep the guns out of the hands of these people. Could use some fine-tuning, could use a little more intelligence in how you do find these people.
Legal gun ownership is a normal part of everyday life in Utah. On the weekends, the Wasatch Mountains echo to the sound of gunfire.
Here in Utah, we've got great areas for hunting, both big and small game. It's part of our culture here.
Gary Cox is both a police lieutenant and a state representative in Utah. In the aftermath of the Lisa Dwee case, he proposed a bill to limit the availability of guns to the mentally ill.
The Lisa Dwee case helped us to recognize that there were things that we hadn't done completely. We had different parts of the laws that were in place that we wanted to be able to help protect our communities in the best way we could, but there were some gaps there. And it woke us up to the fact that we hadn't done everything just exactly right.
Lisa Dwee passed the state check for gun ownership by simply lying on her application. Local agencies also failed to share vital information about her psychiatric history.
This bill was carefully crafted so that it did not restrict any individuals that were not already restricted. All it did was require the courts who find a person to be mentally ill and commit them to mental health treatment, or individuals who are not found to be mentally capable of standing trial, that the courts transfer that information to the Bureau of Criminal Identification, who conducts the background checks for gun purchases.
There's always a balance between security and safety on the one hand and liberty and freedom on the other. And the dangerous mentally ill have always been a problem case in our trying to get that balance right.
Gary Cox's bill passed with bipartisan support. He is confident that the loophole that allowed Lisa Dwee to kill has now been closed.
I'll never say that there's such a thing as a perfect piece of legislation, but this comes about as close as I think we possibly can, given our form of government. We have done everything that we can to protect the rights of the individual and balance those against the safety of the community with this bill.
To help maintain this balance, the change in the law was supported by mental health advocates like Vicki Cottrell.
We have to start to realize, and people who have a mental illness need to come to realize that there is a point where the illness takes over, and it's not their fault, but we have to watch out for their well-being.
Utah is not the only state to try to prevent further rampage killings by changing the law. In North Branford, near Hartford, Connecticut, the police can now make an early intervention when they pick up warning signs of what might be a rampage killer in the making. Sergeant David Dianchio first used the new powers when he made a routine stop of a driver he suspected of driving while intoxicated.
I started picking up on some things that really had nothing to do with the DWI that caused me some concern, and I refer to some of those things as red flags that we're trained to look for.
As he was booking his suspect, Sergeant Dianchio quickly established that the man had just had a fight at work and was frightened he might lose his job. Dianchio knew that job loss is one of the key factors that could trigger a rampage killing. In his interview, the driver admitted he was considering doing something drastic.
He said something to the effect that my life is over now anyways, so now I might as well take some people with me.
The suspect also said he was a dedicated hunter and had a collection of high-powered rifles like these at home.
The weapons that he accumulated at his home to help him in the sport of hunting, in which he did big game hunting, worked perfectly as sniper rifles. All these things, compiled were a series of progressive red flags that really made the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
So Sergeant Dianchio used Connecticut's new state law to have his suspect hospitalized for 72 hours. While he was being assessed by psychiatrists, the sergeant obtained a warrant to confiscate his guns for 12 months.
You know, people's right to keep arms in their home, to protect their home and whatnot, or for sporting reasons like this gentleman was a hunter, or for whatever reasons, is fine. And under the normal circumstances, it's never a problem. But we need, as law enforcement, to be able to proactively intercede prior to getting that frantic 911 call that there's a catastrophe taking place, because at that point, it's too late. There's no question in my mind that this is a life-saving statute.
When individuals are frightening people around them, there's a problem that needs intervention. When individuals make others uncomfortable, there's a problem that needs intervention. When people are belligerent to authority, when they're insubordinate, there's a problem that needs intervention. When somebody is suffering and cannot face another day because of hopelessness, there's a problem that needs intervention.
The New York Times investigation identified a series of warning signs apparent before a rampage killer strikes. It also documented that many of the killers suffered from an unrecognized mental illness.
It's important that we understand that this issue is not one that will lend itself to traditional criminal justice responses. We found often the perpetrator's first real run-in with the law. And the criminal justice system is used to dealing with murderers who have precursed their crimes with a series of crimes beforehand.
Dr. Kelly Zinna's new book, based on her experience at Columbine, highlights the warning signs common to high school rampage killings.
There are always warning signs. These perpetrators tell you about it before they do it, and they tell you and they tell you and they tell you. And you just need to have a system in place that can recognize these warning signs and then take proper intervention procedures.
Dr. Park Dietz's company sells confidential intervention programs designed to let employers identify and help troubled workers before they can become violent.
The systems that we've developed and have been put into workplaces with literally tens of millions of workers do not label people as candidates for this. What they do is to identify people who are troubled and direct them to help givers. They also identify situations that are in need of management so that they can be intervened in early.
Eric Harris had been prescribed antidepressants. Days before he and Klebold killed 13 at Columbine, Harris had been rejected by the Marines due to his psychiatric history.
People need to understand what violence looks like before, what some of the warning signs are, and then feel free to report their concerns.
Lisa Dwee was a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic when she killed an office worker in January 1999.
We handle cases every day of people who have all the risk factors but can be safely managed. The difference between the cases of someone who looks high risk and does it versus someone who looks high risk and doesn't hurt anyone has to do with whether they're treated in a helpful, respectful way or whether they're treated in a harsh, insensitive, or humiliating way.
For parents and schools, this can mean learning to listen to your children. Before going on his rampage, Kip Kinkle heard voices in his head telling him to kill. Kip shot both his parents and killed 2 students in Springfield, Oregon in 1998.
I think it needs to be a multidisciplinary approach where, if possible, you get the police involved, if the student has already brought a weapon to school, and you get the parents involved in the community, and you really try to fill in the gaps for this student and figure out what it is that they need so that they have other alternatives to becoming violent.
Serious mental illness needs to be at the forefront of people's minds in terms of educating them and eradicating stigma. The message that mental illness is real, diagnosable, common, and treatable are the most important things that we as an organization try to communicate across the country so that people won't be in denial, so that people will seek treatment, so that people will get the help that they need.
But facing up to the fear of mental illness may only be the start to effective intervention. long before a rampage killer pulls the trigger.
I think we're dealing with ignorance. I think we're dealing with stigma. The last thing anybody wants to know is that your child has a mental illness. You want to believe anything and everything else first. And so I think one of the real barriers in early intervention is the lack of education and the lack of someone feeling like they need to be educated about mental illness.
Now serving life for his murderous rampage, Wayne Lowe is still reluctant to accept the suggestion that he was mentally ill when he killed.
All these years up till lately, I didn't see myself as a madman. Back then, it made all the sense in the world. Yes, I got a message from God, and this is what I did. And what was wrong with that? That was my rationale. And now when I look at it, it's irrational now.
Gregory Gibson, the father of one of Lowe's victims, continues to try to understand his son Galen's murder. And in an extraordinary twist of events, Wayne Lowe has read Gibson's book in jail, and the two have struck up an unlikely correspondence.
The kid read the book, and it turned him around, and now he wanted to acknowledge his crime and begin the process of atonement on whatever level he could. I thought that was marvelous. So I wrote him back, and I said, well, all right, maybe we can get somewhere here.
By reading the book, I was finally able to put a face, if you will, on the victim, on Galen, because all these years up to this point, all he was victim. Victim Galen Gibson, 18 years old, shot by Wayne Lowe at Simons Rock College. That's all he was. He wasn't a victim, he was a person. And it was at that point, basically, where I finally realized what I had done, is that I ended two people's lives and really hurt four other lives. Their lives will never be the same.
But Wayne Lowe can offer no easy explanation for why he killed.
People need to find answers for these things because it's a human psychological thing to wish to understand. And I would say that a lot of things cannot be understood. And I myself, who is the central figure in this incident, have not yet figured out why I did what I did.
My son is dead. I can't bring him back. Maybe ultimately, this correspondence with Wayne Lowe will help me learn more about how things like this happen so that we can do more to prevent them.
Although a rampage killer is most likely to be a white male, there is a higher proportion of ethnic minorities and women than in other criminal profiles. In the wake of Columbine, the FBI has published a report about school shootings that lists warning signs to help spot potential teenage killers before they snap. In Ithaca, New York, law enforcement officers have now joined forces with mental health professionals to identify and treat the potentially violent before they explode. They hope this will serve as a national model to prevent untreated mentally ill people from slipping through the net. I'm Bill Curtis. Thanks for watching Investigative Reports here on A&E.